Well, we talked about a number of things today. But what I want to know now is, what was the most important thing that you got out of our session today? We talked about, first of all, this little game of balls. Well, we talked, first of all, about the idea that everyone in the organization is a leader, and it's up to them to make the decision of whether they're going to be a positive leader or a negative leader inside the organization. It's not about title, it's not about position, it's about how they're going to go about their jobs and what sort of attitude they're going to bring to their job every day. Then we played this little game with the balls, and Matt, my hat's off to you it's off. For having put the team together. Aspire, apparently, that was an impressive team. Ultimately got it done in less than 1 second. Then we talked about the sequoia trees, and we talked about this whole symbiotic nature of their root structure. We talked about the fact that they didn't exist with one single taproot that they relied on exclusively for their nourishment, but in fact they had woven together a root structure that was designed to withstand time. And it actually withstands time not only really well, but it keeps people growing. It keeps, in the case of trees, it keeps people alive, disease resistant, fire resistant, and so forth. All the positive aspects that can apply to an organization of a symbiotic root structure are there and available to you. We then talked about this whole notion of the apathetic employee and how one attitude of indifference can kill years of hard work done by a lot of people across the organization because one person came across as rather indifferent. And then I showed you this little 3-step formula for how you can encourage people. And I suggested that you keep it real, but that you seek out as many people as you possibly can, starting with those that you believe need encouragement first, and certainly including those that you think don't need encouragement. They do. They do. Those that you think don't need encouragement, they do. And we talked about applying that as you leave the room today. Dennis, what was the most important thing you got out of our session today?
Well, this little 3-point thing, as a matter of fact, my example I wrote down had to do with a granddaughter who just come out of a real abusive divorce relationship. And she's having a real hard time dealing with that. And I'm going to use some of this on her.
Yeah. Don't be surprised if she doesn't get a little tearful. And don't be surprised if you don't get a little tearful as well. And the love and the care that you'll demonstrate will count a lot. What about for you?
2 things. One, the headline,
David. Yep.
The headline was really made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Driving into it, you prepare for that.
Yeah.
The second thing was that more like the people that probably need the encouragement most are the ones we probably give it to the least.
Yeah.
We don't recognize that, but you can have a significant impact on someone that maybe is kind of not doing too well or down and out, but you never know how it's going to play out on their part. So it really is, it's a small thing, but it's significant.
Very significant. And that's spoken as a man who's been at the top and knows, you ever heard that thing about it's lonely at the top, right? Those people who seemingly don't need the encouragement definitely do. Who else has something that they got out of today? I don't know that we spoke, is it also David? No, Frank McGuire. Yeah, what was the most important thing you got, Frank?
Everybody can make a difference.
Yeah.
You boil it down to, you gave us some nice tools and some other stuff, but the driver way is everybody can make a difference.
Yeah.
It can either be a positive difference or a negative difference.
Yeah. Yeah, that's excellent. That's excellent. One more. Yep.
You know, what David was just saying made me think of the fact that I think some of the times we don't recognize that the people that are working for us who are the top performers, they need encouragement too.
Desperately.
Sometimes we take it for granted that we think they're getting it because they're doing so well. And we we ignore them, or we don't pay that much attention to them, sometimes out of fear that we don't want to disrupt what's going really well.
Yeah, yeah. You ever seen a top salesperson walking to the stage to get their plaque? Typically, it takes them a while to get there because they're soaking it in as best they can on their way to the front of the room, right? Because we thought they didn't need encouragement and they desperately needed it. And maybe that's even why they were performing to that level, because they were looking for a little encouragement in life. Good. One more person. Who's got one more thing that you got out of today?
I think
Yeah.
what I took is kind of like the overwhelming thing, which is everyone's a leader.
Yeah.
I'm currently doing an internship at an accounting firm, so
Yeah.
corporate structure kind of low man at the totem pole. So it's going to work with that mindset that
Yeah.
I am a leader.
Yep.
I should be thinking with that perspective.
Yep.
Definitely something to look forward to.
That's cool. I appreciate that point. Well, we've got copies of Expect Leadership over here. We got 3 different variations on it. We've got the short executive edition. If you'd like one of the short executive editions, that's a $5 donation to your favorite charity. By the way, all proceeds, 100% of the proceeds will go to your favorite charities today. There's a workbook. It's actually a working guide on leadership, on how to develop leaders inside your organization, with a $10 contribution to your favorite charity. That book is available. Then the hardback copies of Expect Leadership for a $25 contribution to your favorite charity. Just take out your business card, write the name of your favorite charity on there, $5, $10, or $25 contribution. Melody, you want to say hello, Melody? Yeah, Melody will be back in touch with you and send you a receipt, and also she'll send you the confirmation that the money actually went to the charity. Ryan suggested that the money actually go to the charity. Good idea, Ryan. Good idea. Now we'll make sure that's covered. The other thing that will happen too is that if you put your card in the tambourine, thankfully it's not me this time. Sometimes it's been me. That's really embarrassing. Almost as embarrassing as when Sam says it didn't work. But in the tambourines where you drop your card, if you'd like a book, take the book, just put down the amount of your charity. We'll get back in touch with you. We'll get the money to the charity. But also, if you want to be in a raffle for a bag of Reserve Blend, this is special stuff that Starbucks has come up with. Another way for Starbucks to succeed. We've got a bag of Reserve Blend. We'll do a raffle off the cards that are in the tambourine today. Somebody will be the lucky winner of a Reserve Blend of coffee. And so that's the deal on the books. The thing I would say to you about the Aspire series is continue to come back, invite friends, tell friends about it. There are a lot of great topics that people talk about, a lot of great speakers that have been here over time. But I think that most of all, we owe a round of applause today to the firm of Chapman Hext for having sponsored this for over 7 years. And thank you very much, Nancy. I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you, Keith. So thanks, Keith. I think everybody appreciates the speech this morning. Be sure to fill out your evaluation again and to get your CPE up front. Next Aspire will be the 5th of April, and it will be Barrett Leachy of Congruent Investment Partners, and he'll be discussing mezzanine lending and alternative lending sources. So thank you again. Thanks, Keith. Appreciate it. And we will see you